story that I wrote. Begin.
Yesterday I saw Emily in the hallway before school. When she saw me, she grinned from ear to ear and quickly said, "I don't know, I was also going to Universal Studios."
My question for you is, how did Emily feel about going to Universal Studios? And when you tell me your answer, you need to support your thinking with evidence from the text. Think about it. No hands up quite yet. How did Emily feel about going to Universal Studios? Give me a thumbs up when you have your answer. Christina.
She felt happy because she was so excited because it said in the ticket.
So you used clues from the text, what you knew about when you grin from ear to ear. So you think that she felt excited. Who would like to add on? Show me who would like to add on to Christina's. Christina, you did a good job of using text to support your answer. Say, "We are proud of you."
We are proud of you. Say, "We are proud of you." Hey, hey.
Who would like to also infer about how Emily was feeling using text to support their answer? Paul.
I think Emily felt elated when she was going to go to Universal Studios.
And what evidence or clues from the text helps you know that she was feeling elated?
Because sometimes, like, they have an expression and be like, "I didn't know I was also going to Universal Studios."
So I hear in your voice you're using emotion. What do we call it?
Explanation mark.
So exclamatory. Say it.
Exclamatory.
So she was making an exclamation. Nice evidence. So she was feeling elated. What you just did is you were making an inference. An inference, if we remember, is clues from the text.
Clues from the text.
What you know.
What you know.
Put together.
What do you have? Inference.
Who can tell me in their own words, what is an inference? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 scholars ready to share what an inference is. I want 8. Okay, I want 9. Nigel, what is an inference?
The inference is when you guess, like when you guess, like for example, you guess how the characters feel, but it doesn't tell you how. So you're basically a guess.
So what I hear you say is that it doesn't say write out the answer in the text, but it gives you clues. What else do you need other than the clues to make an inference? So Nigel got the first part. Nigel, so you need clues from the text to make an inference, because it doesn't just tell us write out all information. So what other tool do you have that helps you make an inference? So you can do it, Nigel.
You can do it, Nigel.
So you were saying a punctuation can be a clue, like what Paul was saying. He was saying this is an exclamation, so we know it's something she's probably excited about. So we have clues from the text. What else did we use to help us figure out how Emily was feeling? So you're saying, I heard you say there were more clues. All right, but just the clues, we can't finish our inference there. What else did you use? What other tool do you have as a reader that you used other than just clues from the text? What you know from your own experience. Say you worked it out.
You worked it out.
Good readers make inferences all the way throughout their reading. Swabat.
Swabat.
Students will be able to.
We will be able to.
Make inferences.
Make inferences
About character feelings.
about character feelings.
What is our learning goal for today? I want 1, 2, 3, 4. You can say it using their own words. One, two, all we go. Swab it. Students will be able to
We will be able to
make inferences
make inferences
about character feelings.
about character feelings.
What is our focus in our reading today? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 7, 6, 7. DJ.
Our reading goal for today is to make inference about character feelings.
All right. So, as many of you know, when I say go, turn like lightning towards me. Go. We've read most of the stories Julian tells together. When I was reflecting on one of my favorite books I read with you, this book came to mind. We did not, though, all together get to read every chapter. So I went back and I found a chapter that we didn't get to read together. So we're going to read chapter 4. And when we're reading chapter 4, we're going to record right here about how characters are feeling and what they're thinking. Because we're good readers, we're also going to support our answers using text evidence. Right. Before we begin, this whole story is about figs. If you have not seen figs, this is a picture of what they look like. They're a type of fruit. An important part of the story is a fig tree that Julian gets. And this is what a fig tree looks like. You can see the leaves. Good readers are always making a video in their mind, so you can use those images to help visualize and make your own video as we read today. My expectations with your whiteboard and pencil are that you're going to have it underneath your zip bones. And you're not going to take it out until we start recording as a class, and we'll do that starting on our second question. All right, I'm going to be looking for student volunteers to help me, especially with your great expression if you're reading. Because of figs. Because of figs. See, scholars, really great focus. I saw you turn your body towards me. You can turn your body towards the screen so that you're able to fill in the words and read the character voices. Because of figs. In the summer, I like to lie in the grass and look at clouds and eat figs. Figs are soft, purple, and delicious. Their juice runs all over my face, and I eat them till I'm so full I can't eat any more. Because of figs, I got a strange birthday present. And because of that birthday present, I had some trouble. This is what happened. It all started a long time ago when I had my fourth birthday. My father came home from work and said,
I have something for you, Julian. Go look in the car.
I heard great expression, especially I heard it from Tlazne. She was making a lot of emotion because she saw an exclamation mark. I ran to look, and Huey ran after me, tripping on his shoelaces. When we looked in the back seat of the car, there was a tree! A small tree with just a few leaves. We ran back to my father.
A tree for a birthday present?
I said, oh, let's hold up right here. How do you think Julian felt about his birthday present? Did he like his birthday present? So I know that our learning goal is to be able to use text evidence and what we know to infer about character feelings. All right, so text evidence. I see a lot of volunteers. What text evidence could help me figure out whether he likes his birthday present or not? Matthew.
Julian feels confused because I know that because when at the end of the sentence it had a question mark.
Let's look back to our text. Read it again, Matthew.
I ran back.
We ran back to my father.
Oh,
You can do it,
exclamation mark.
Exclamation. Does that change your answer? Whether
Yes,
you felt,
Julian felt happy.
So he might have felt happy. Happy is a tired word. Let's try to think of a synonym. Synonym means the
Same.
What might be a synonym for happy? And Matthew, we can come back to you on that one. Let's look for text clues to be able to help support our thinking. Why did you think he felt happy?
Because at the end of the sentence, it's an exclamation point mark. And anytime there's an exclamation mark, it means that somebody's like happy or they're glad or something like that.
Ooh, so you're using punctuation as a clue. What other text clues? I'm looking, and I'm actually looking at the dialogue, what the character is saying. He says a tree for a birthday present. So I'm going to write that he ran back. So usually when you run back, if you
It's a verb.
like it, ran back, and he said a tree for a birthday present. 100% of scholars are really focused. I can't wait to see all the inferences you are about to do on your own. All right, what do I know? Well, I know that when you get a present, if you don't like it, you might not run straight to the person and say, a tree for a birthday present. Usually, you might be a little bit more modest about it and say, thank you. But if you really like it, you show a lot of emotion and you say, wow, a tree for a birthday present. So my prior knowledge and my experience from my life, which is a huge tool as a reader, I would say when you love something, love a gift, let me be specific, you tell them. David, I also know that you have a plant, right? What other background knowledge could you give us about whether he would be excited about getting a tree or not? Like, what? Would he be excited about a tree? Why might, from your experience, a tree be a cool gift? I'm waiting for one scholar to make sure that their whiteboard is underneath their zip phones. Everyone else is doing a really good job of keeping it peaceful.
Well, I have a plant. I have another plant that's kind of like a tree, and my plant keeps on growing leaves.
And how does that make you feel?
Like when I first got it, it was growing.
So, would it be fair to say that you love being able to take care of it and watch it grow? So David, and I know he came in and brought it for a show for when he was Scholar of the Week. David loves. It's a different one, but it is still a plant. Taking care of plants. All right, so we're coming back to how we think Julian feels. Matthew, did you think of a synonym for happy? Maybe a word that's not quite so tired.
Excited?
I'm not going to turn him on to 11. One more time. Everyone think in your brain, and we'll come up with another one after Matthew. What might be a synonym means the
Surprise.
Same.
same meaning of happy, a little less tired of a word, of an adjective.
You could do it, Matthew.
You can do it, Matthew.
I see he's looking over at our emotions chart, which can help him think of some interesting emotion words.
Elated?
Elated. So he might be feeling elated. All right, call on a scholar with a silent hand for one more synonym.
Gabby.
Surprise.
Surprised, like pleasantly surprised, right? So, all right, surprised. All right, let's keep reading and see what else we can figure out about how our characters are feeling. The next inference question that we are going to discover, and so I want you to be keeping an eye out for text evidence, is how does Julian's dad feel about the fig tree, and how do you know? So when you see evidence for how his dad feels about the fig tree, I want you to give me a quiet thumbs up to your chest. It's a fig tree, my father told me. It will grow as fast as you grow, Julian, and in a few years, it will have figs that you can pick and eat. I could hardly wait to grow my own sweet, juicy, purple figs. Ooh, that's some more text evidence I could add here. We planted the tree by our back fence, and I gave it water every day. And then one morning, it had 2 new leaves. Fig tree, you're growing, I said. I thought I should be growing too. There's a mark on the wall in the bathroom of our house, where my father measures us. And I ran into the house to measure myself against my old mark. I pressed my hand against my head, flat to the wall, and checked where my hand was compared to the old mark. I wasn't any taller. I walked outside to the fig tree. I'm not any taller, I said. I touched the fig tree's new leaves. I want to grow too, I said. You know how to grow, and I don't, I told the fig tree. How do you think Julian feels about that? So many hands up. Tune into channel Gadiel, 1, 2, 3.
I think Julian feels sad. I think Julian feels sad because he wasn't growing and the fig tree was growing. My evidence is that he actually felt happy when his dad told him that when he grows, the tree will grow, but the tree grew more than him, and so he felt so sad.
So I heard you using text evidence to support your answer. Could you think of a less tired word than sad?
Yeah.
Of how he may be feeling that, like you said, the tree was growing and he wasn't. Jealous. So we think he's starting to feel jealous of the tree. Awesome job. Give Gadiel a hip hip hooray.
Hip, hip, hooray!
Gadiel, you modeled for us what it would look like to be 4th grade ready on our learning goal today. So use text evidence to support your inference. The fig tree didn't say a word. Maybe what makes you grow will make me grow, I told it. And very quickly, I picked the fig tree's new leaves and ate them. They tasted worse than spinach. I was pretty sure they would make me grow. I did a little growing dance around the fig tree with my hands raised high in the air. It worked. I stayed taller than Huey. I got taller than my fig tree, and every time my fig tree got new leaves, I saw them and ate them. And when nobody was looking, I did a
Growing dance.
If you don't like this fig tree, just tell me, I'd say. Why is that kind of silly to say to a fig tree? Kahari?
Because you have to be able to talk.
A tree can't talk. The fig tree never said a word. After a year, my father looked at my fig tree. It's a nice little tree. I can do the father's voice with a lot of expression. It's a lot of things.
It's a nice little tree, he said, but it isn't growing.
And he started putting fertilizer on my tree, and he looked at it more often. Does anybody see any text evidence that might help us infer about how the father is feeling? David?
You can do it, David.
So you think maybe the father is feeling confused. What clues do you have to support your thinking from the text that he might be feeling confused?
He said it was a nice little tree, but it's not growing.
Said the butt, right? Nice
But it
job.
isn't growing.
Give him a pencil sheet. 1, 2, 3.
That's sharp.
I'm going to pass back to you so you can record on question 2 the clues that help you answer this question, what you already know, and what you infer about Julian's father. I'm really excited to be able to show one of your work with your partner underneath the document camera so we can check our work against it and see whether we were 4th grade ready on being able to infer about character feelings. Passing back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whiteboard's on lap. Paul's taking his whiteboard right on his lap. Colors are showing you silent signals when they have extras, showing you how many they need. Your pencil's up. Put your pencil on problem 2. Tahari's pencil is, he's writing his name first. That's a good idea. And then put your pencil on problem 2. And right here, read with me question 2. Boys, go.
How does Julian's dad feel about the fig tree, and how do you know?
Page 40.
Ooh, so that's the page that we're looking at. I'm going to keep this up so you and your partner can come up with text evidence. David already helped us out if you were listening to him really closely. Electricity buzz, 1, 2, 3.
Buzz.
Lights out. Brains on. I'm going to give you and your partner 30 seconds to write as many clues as you can from the text about how the father's feeling. Go.
Okay, the way that the father is feeling is, well, he's feeling like, he's feeling surprised that the tree wasn't growing because it's been a year and he's thinking that the tree maybe not be a good fig tree to grow.
His birthday present.
What clues did you find that make you think that?
The clues are in there that Julian's dad said it's a nice little tree, he said, but it isn't growing.
Add that to your clues. And what from your own experience makes you think that that means, that tells you how he's feeling?
Well, experiences from our lives is that that tells us how Julian's dad is feeling. Is that when our parents get upset, they start, when they start getting confused, they ask they're asking a lot of questions. They're like, why didn't you do your homework? And then he's Julian's dad is just saying, he's just saying, well, the fig tree, it's been over a year and the fig tree hasn't been growing. I think that's the similarity to our lives.
Alright, so what emotion do you think he's feeling?
Confused.
Confused and surprised.
Alright, write it on your inference. And so you know that you've heard your parents
We've heard our
say
parents
similar
say,
questions, saying, I don't understand why this is happening, when they're feeling a bit disappointed.
What I already know. I already know that Julian's eating the fig tree so he can grow.
But does that answer the question of how Julian's dad feels about the fig tree?
Orange.
No.
So that's probably
Every
not
month.
a clue that will help us answer this question. What's the E box?
He can work with Taylor.
It's a nice.
Alright, scholars, you have about 15 seconds left.
Big tree, but it hasn't been growing.
What text clues?
But it hasn't.
Actually, I say that there's more pencils up. We'll give you just a tiny bit more time on that. Okay, bring your board over. Turn your chair so you can include a minute trying. There we go. And then, Diego, can you explain what you have worked on so far so that you can join your group? Wow, I see that partners are making sure that they're sharing their thinking with their other partner. They're using text evidence to support their ideas. So right here is where you would say how he's feeling. So how does he feel, you think?
It hasn't grown.
The father? Oh, that was our last question. Right now we're focusing on how does Julian's dad feel?
No, I would feel scared. What? I already know.
Where's that there?
It's that it's like this is what I wrote. It's definitely not Julian. I don't understand why you are concerned about that's what parents sometimes.
And why, from your own experience, would you think that would make him feel confused?
I don't understand why you are because it's
So what you know about plants, that they should have grown and they weren't. Make sure to record that your prior knowledge along with your partner.
what?
Or and write the emotion that he's feeling right there.
He's very confused and I already know that.
All right, friends, this time you'll only have 15 seconds left, so get as far as you can.
That is confused. Dad is mine is that he got 13 grow.
Well,
And then
11, you're on your last sentence. Put 10, 9, 8, 7,
and then
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bum, bada bum, bum.
Bum bum.
Pencils up. Underneath your shoe. Board underneath your sit bones. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When I was walking around, I heard scholars saying, I think his dad feels blank. And then they said my evidence was, and they were doing a great job of supporting their thinking. I chose just one of the many examples I could have chosen to model for you what 4th grade ready work looks like. So Christina said for her text clue, she said he looked in and noticed that it hasn't been growing. And then we might even add to that, he was adding fertilizer and he kept on looking at it, right? And then what she already knew that helped her, the tree hasn't been growing and Julian was eating the trees. So his father doesn't know that, and when we actually use the tool of our own experiences, we might not include information that we've learned at other parts of the text, but it's fine that you did. I also heard Kahari say that he knew that trees should have grown. If you're not showing me that you are ready, crisscross.
Applesauce in your lap.
I know that some of you have not finished your answer. Don't worry, I'll give you time after. Pencils are underneath your shoe. Whiteboards are underneath your sit bones. She said, Kahari said that what I know about plants is that they keep growing. It's not like they just stay in one form. Inference that Christina made was, when she put this information together, she said, he must be confused because it's been so long, and he fertilized it so it can grow, and it wasn't. Awesome job, hamburger cheer for Christina. 1, 2, 3. Is it done yet?
No.
Is it done yet?
No.
Is it done yet?
No. Well done.
All right, let's finish up our story.
Bless you.